No mai haramai, hoki mai rānei. Welcome back to Kiwi Vegan Grandad. In the video today we'll be exploring making a oregano pea pesto. After that we'll have a brief Kupu Māori session, and we'll finish it off with a trip to the Dunedin Farmers Market in winter, i.e. today, ending with buying some lovely vegan donuts. Kia ora. What we're doing today is making oregano pea pesto. So no cooking involved, but you will need a blender or food processor, or perhaps you could also do this in a mortar and pestle if you've got a big enough one. But essentially this is great as a spread on toast or as a dip to take to a party or something like that. Okay, so we start off got it in. It's a bit hard doing it back to front. And we're going to start off with 1.5 cups of frozen peas. We're going to follow that up with about 3/4 cup of oregano. So I went and picked my oregano bush. It's the middle of winter and I felt a bit guilty, but hey, we have about 3/4 cup of oregano. We've got a cup of walnuts. We could use almonds, we could use cashews or something like that, but I've got walnuts, so we'll use them. And then we have 8 cloves of garlic. Nutritional yeast, yummy, gives a great umami flavour to this whole dish. So we have 1/2 cup. And we have 1/4 cup of lemon juice. So I squeezed them and used about 2 lemons about that size. Let's not spill it. We have 1/2 cup of olive oil. And finally we have a teaspoon of salt. Now let's see if I can get it on back to front. Yes. Right, so I'll probably turn the noise down because it's going to be noisy, but we will put it on. I'm just going to scrape down the edges. That's reasonably well mixed up, as you can see. So we now need a container for it. If we look at the consistency, this is good for a spread. Probably a little bit thick for a dip. So what you want to do is just add in a little bit of water, not too much, if you're going to make it into a dip. we have a jar here. So we'll okay, walnuts aren't cheap. Nutritional yeast isn't cheap, but we're not using a whole massive amount of it. When you buy a basil pesto, a vegan basil pesto, you're probably getting about 200 grams, and let's be honest, this is not cheap in the supermarket. So let's just weigh and find out how much we've got. Okay, so I'm just going to zero it using that to measure it. And we've got 555 grams, so almost 3 times as much as what you would get if you're buying the basil pesto from the shop. Of course you can't get this from the shop, but it's really delicious and worth making. So keep it in your fridge, spread it as a sandwich spread or on toast. It is yummy. Yep. This can be used in the place of pesto for other recipes, for example using it as a pesto sauce for pasta dishes. Kia ora. Everyone in New Zealand knows that the word for food is kai. This is part of New Zealand English now. However, they may not know how to ask, what's the food like? Pēhea ngā kai. Pēhea ngā kai. And you might answer, he reka. He reka. Reka can mean sweet, but it also can mean tasty or palatable. We can extend that a little bit with pēhea ngā kai. He reka rawatu. He reka rawatu. Really tasty. Then there's a couple of expressions where you're really accentuating the quality of something, and you can say te reka hoki o tēnei kai. Te reka hoki o tēnei kai. How beautiful this food is, or how tasty this food is. And finally, ka tahi te reka o tēnei kai. Ka tahi te reka o tēnei kai, which also means how tasty, how amazingly tasty this food is. Okay, it's the middle of winter here in Dunedin, and it's a little bit cold. I would say probably about 5 degrees Celsius. Going into town just to do a couple of things. Thought I might take you with me. Okay, I'm here at the Farmers Market. This is just near the Dunedin railway station in the car park. It's not fully vegan, not vegan actually. It's a great place to pick up some cheap vegetables, sometimes some tofu. This is winter, so it's probably going to be the least populated with stalls in any time of the year, but let's go and see. So what was in it?
So the mulled it's apple juice base from Central Otago.
Yep.
We add some spice, some lemon, some fresh bay leaves, and then we add some of the dry gin.
So let's have a wee taste.
It's 7.5%. It's really
Oh, it's warm. Yeah.
like a mulled wine.
Yeah, a mulled wine, but a mulled gin.
Better.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so what we've got here is Ronia and Pippi's, plant-based milks and cold-pressed juices. So how long have you been making these kinds of things?
So almost 6 years now. Yeah,
Wow.
5 years at the market,
Yeah.
and 6 years altogether. Yeah, very slow at first. It was a bit of a side hustle
Right.
for the first 4 years.
And are people, are they into your plant-based milks?
Yeah, they love it. I mean, the juices are probably the most popular, but the plant, yeah, definitely.
Wow, you've got a great range.
Thanks.
Okay, so how much would something like this be?
That's $7.
Right,
Yeah.
cool. And what's that made from?
So it's just almonds and water. So
Right.
we soak the almonds overnight and then blend them up with fresh spring water.
Yep.
And strain them through a cloth
Cool.
so they get pressed.
Excellent.
So it's just very pure. No additives, no preservatives.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So you're selling microgreens, and what was the other thing that you were selling?
Native oyster mushrooms.
Native oyster mushrooms.
Yep.
And so when you say native, like New Zealand?
Yeah, New
ones?
Zealand native. My friend's a very talented mycologist and wild sources all the genetics that we grow from around the area.
Right, and what does it taste like?
They're fantastic. Yeah, they're really good.
Right, cool.
So they're native oyster mushrooms grown on barley straw. We use a lime pasteurization to make the straw good to grow mushrooms on, and then mix grain that's got the mycelium already growing on it through. And about 3-4 weeks later, we got mushrooms.
Wow. Okay, brilliant. Okay, we're here at Bowden Deli, which I've been told is all vegan.
All vegan, yeah.
And your name is?
Henny.
Henny?
Henny, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Lockie. And
I don't
you've actually heard of me, the vegan, Kiwi vegan granddad. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I've only been out for about a week, so that's pretty great. So what sort of things do you make?
I make lentil soup, and I make carrot cake, and I have a selection of kiwi cookies like Anzac biscuits, Afghans, and double chocolate chip cookie, and little slices. Yeah, and I do vegan blue cheese if you want to try.
All right.
Sourdough bread, everything's homemade. Yeah.
So everything is homemade, and that's beautiful. Oh, well, thank you very much. Now, the lady at Port Larder didn't want to be filmed, but she was happy for me to have a wee look at her wares. I actually bought piri piri sauce from here before, but there's lots of sauces, chutneys and jams, quite a huge array of really beautiful food. I'm now in town. I'm going to be going to one of the very few fully vegan places in Dunedin. Let them eat vegan. I'm just going there to buy something basically, so I probably won't be doing any filming, but let's go. At some future time I will be interviewing the lady who runs Let Them Eat Vegan. That'll be great, but right now it's time to try some really beautiful custard-filled donuts. Yum. Okay, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Very soft. Very sweet, very sugary. Lovely. That's it for today. Please like the video. If you want to find out when new content is uploaded, press subscribe. And feel free to leave a comment down below on anything that we've looked at today. And also please, if you make that vegan pesto, let me know how it turns out for you. Ngā mihi. Ka kite.